All right, good morning, everyone. Let me just get you guys up here. Good morning, guys. I was just in some longs on gold, and it literally just tapped me at BE. Let me just get the music up here. I was literally just in buys here, guys. I was just in some nice buys, and it just tagged me at break even. I'll break it all down for you guys in a second. Let me just get the music up here. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Gold had a absolutely incredible move yesterday. A lot of the moves that we have been speaking about pretty much all week hit very well. Let me just get the background music up here. Let me turn this down a little bit, guys. Hopefully you guys can should be able to hear me and see me all clear. Yeah, gold has been beautiful, guys. Welcome back, everyone. If anyone is new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for about 7 years. We mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. Good to be back on with you guys. We had a fantastic trade yesterday on stream. We did call some absolutely beautiful buys yesterday on gold as well, guys. Remember, I mentioned to keep the liquidity levels that we spoke about on our charts. Where was our levels, guys? I remember yesterday, guys. I said be watching. It's pushed. Yeah, all of these levels. This was the levels from yesterday, guys. We were calling gold buys up into 32.56 yesterday. Music good, awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we called these buys yesterday. We had some amazing buys on our London stream. And it was an absolutely phenomenal push. I had an incredible day yesterday. I had about 500 ticks on my personal. I had 2 Topstep payouts this morning. And I have taken a little bit of a loss here on my 100k account. I did lock in another $200 on my main London account. And yeah, I haven't really traded Asia too much today. But what I did take in Asia, as I took some buys from around here and just got squeezed out before it then had a fantastic push. And there was some more amazing gold buys from here pre-London as well. I didn't trade pre-London today, guys. You know, after yesterday's incredible moves, I just decided to take the day off pretty much. To be honest, I was like, you know, we trade for freedom. We had some absolutely phenomenal gold buys yesterday. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy. You know, we trade for the freedom. Two Topstep payouts this morning, 500 ticks on the person. I was like, man, that's a great start to the week. And these are the liquidity levels that we have been calling on gold since Monday, guys. We've been speaking about this a lot yesterday. This is where we got long here yesterday on our London stream. Man, if we had held some runners on that would have been an absolutely just. I probably would have retired, and you guys probably wouldn't see me here anymore. There was yeah, some absolutely just incredible gold pushes. So yeah, I know some of you guys did get the buys into the New York session, which was amazing. Some of you guys did message me saying good call, which is incredible to see. Good job on you guys who actually did hold these gold buys. If anyone wasn't on the stream yesterday, highly advise you go back and watch it because it was an absolutely phenomenal call. So let's clean up these levels. Don't retire, please. We want some signals. No, we're not retiring anytime soon. But no, I just I decided to just take some time off today. You remember, guys, that's what it's what we have to do. You know, when you have great trades in the markets, you know, you got to reward yourself by just treating yourself to some time off. Remember, we all get into trading for the freedom aspect. So when you've had some phenomenal times in the markets, yeah, reward yourself. Treat yourself to a day off, and that's what I decided to do here today. I had a really nice day. Aaron, do you only trade gold? Yes, I do only trade gold, man. To get all of these accounts, I only trade gold. I will break down other markets for you guys as well, but personally, yeah, I only execute gold. I have fired up a 100k, 150k combine here today as well, which I thought we could use this on stream. I haven't traded it yet, and I thought we could actually test some Nasdaq trades on this. Oh man, I was just in some really nice gold buys here. I was up about I think I was up about 700 on this play. I was long here from gold just before I jumped on with you guys. But as you kind of started to reject this resistance, I was like, I'm gonna go break even and wait till we jump on it. May have just squeezed me. But yeah, that gap is looking really nice. Do you take the day off to test drive Lambos? Yeah, I spent the day at the Lamborghini dealership today. Was in as well. Yeah, it was really nice. There was actually some amazing gold buys here in the pre-London session today, which some of you guys did get as well, which was incredible. I wasn't on the charts, like I say, pre-London, but that was a phenomenal setup. That lovely Morningstar play paying out very, very well. So yeah, an incredible start to the week, guys. Hey, Coach Hoop, what's good on, man? Welcome back. I love the word fantastic and phenomenal. I mean, fantastic is a phenomenal word. So yeah, obviously bias for the day, guys, with gold being as bullish as it is and us calling these buys. Yeah, for price to come up and fill in this gap from the close of the 9th of May. It looks very nice. I'm not really too interested in taking any sales today, guys. I'm only looking to follow the plays that have been pushing very, very well, which has been the longs. You know, we've been speaking about these. Oh, sorry, wrong level. Where are we at? 33.50 is going to be our next round psychological level to watch. You know, each range is about 500 ticks here, and we're fulfilling these ranges very, very, very well. You know, yesterday did close with a incredible 900 tick candle, and remember, guys, on the London session, this is where we were buying gold yesterday. We were buying gold below that previous day low, which was a fantastic call. It was actually, I'm not going to say phenomenal, but it was actually an incredible call. When we were on our London stream yesterday, guys, this is, you know, as we were tapping into previous day lows, this is where we were dropping down to the 5 minute and taking our long positions, which ended up being incredible. I unfortunately didn't get any runners on that here on my Topstep account, but I absolutely did on my personal. It was a great move. Really good move. So today on gold, guys, the daily bias is extremely simple. You know, we're looking to follow how yesterday closed, which was incredibly bullish, and looking for price to come up and fill in this gap. It's a shame that it just squeezed me out, because I would have been up very nicely here. However, it does look like we're maybe ready for a little bit of a pullback. Not that I'm gonna short it, but I want to be a buyer here today on gold. You know, this gap here, you know, 33.50 looked like two very nice levels. You did have some pretty whipsaw price action here in the Asian session, and this is where I did take my loss here in Asia. I took some buys around here, looking for price to come up and fill in this wick and continue squeezing higher as this 5 minute grabbed the lows. However, you then ended up squeezing lower. So I was like, okay, cool. That's my trade for Asia. I'm going to wait and come back for London. And then you ended up, yeah, finding some major support down here. Really nice push up, and then beautiful trend for the rest of the Asian session here on the 5 minute. And absolutely beautiful push. Yeah, he's shorting gold, yeah. So yeah, gold buys today here in the London session, guys. I'm not interested in any sells. I'm only interested in gold buys. Now, if we are interested in gold buys, like again, this is the reason for my longs as well, guys. You can see here, pre-London, you came down, you liquidated 15 lows, and this is where I was taking buys on this 15-minute candle here to push up in these highs for about 50 ticks at 2 contracts. Would have been about a nice $1,000 trade, which would have taken me back green on the day. But yeah, it's fine. I still think we're going to get some nice moves here this morning. But yeah, gold is looking really nice here, guys. I did have a brief look at NQ because, like I say, I wouldn't mind testing some trades with you guys on NQ because it has been so nice recently. However, yeah, I don't think yesterday was the day. So I do want to use this 150k combine just to, have a play around with some NQ trades, get a feel for it, especially when gold may be a little bit quieter. But as of right now, gold is looking that nice that, yeah, I think we should focus on gold today, guys. These were the buys that we took yesterday on our London stream here on the Topstep stream. Fantastic, cool, guys. I think we took about what, 50? I think we took about 50 ticks with very little to no drawdown. And wow, what a push! What a push! I looked back at that. I didn't trade New York yesterday because it's pretty late for me, and I had a great trade in London, so I wasn't really going to stay up for it. But when I woke up this morning and I saw gold had pushed as much as it had, I was like, man, if I got some runners on this would have been an absolutely phenomenal push. But I still think we're going to get some great buys today here as well, guys. So very easy daily buys for me personally, and that is looking for longs. I'm not really too interested in shorting gold. Not to say that gold can't push down. It's more so just to say that won't be my trade. I want to be a buyer here on gold today. Cute, like you have. Gold is the star of the show for sure. Now, yeah, thank you, YouTube. Yeah, it's looking beautiful, looking really, really, really nice. Did I say phenomenal again? Yeah, gold is looking really nice today, guys. So if we do want to go long today, let me go back to this. Will just be for. Let's just change this to. Let's rename this London NQ account. We'll save that one for London NQ account. So let's go to our 100k. So where are we at? 5 minute here on gold. We're gonna have to refine a little bit. So gold buys today here on the futures chart up into 33.29 looks really nice. However, you have had two amazing pushes here pre-London. Good job to you guys who did trade pre-London. It was a great push. So if I do want to continue buying gold, I'm not going to buy it from here. I would like to see price give me a little bit of a pullback so I can get a good stop. Because we have pushed up really, really well. Even I unfortunately missed pre-London today, guys. Like I said, I was enjoying the morning, but it did present a very nice opportunity for our plan. This was, you guys hear me talk about this a lot. This was a amazing morning star play here. You rejected, you grabbed the lows, held the support. Did you get a 15-minute fake out or something as well? Yeah, again, look at that 15-minute fake out. Look at that, guys. That is literally, yeah, absolutely textbook. That's what we speak about a lot, guys. So, yeah, I didn't trade pre-London, but it was an expensive session to not trade, because that into there was about a 120 tick move with two contracts, a $2,400 trade. So, a very expensive beach day for me here today. But we got some great trades yesterday, so good job to you guys who did get that. But that's the very nice morning star play, which you can align that with a nice 15-minute fake out. As soon as you see this 15 closing back above, that's your fake out confirmation, which is also your liquidity wick on the 30-minute. There's your buy on the break of the candle. Your target is for price to come up and fill in this wick. That was a huge trade, actually. It was a really, really, really big trade. You only held to the closer highs, to these highs here. Yeah, these highs here, because if you the reason I was looking for this big wick fill here today, is because anyone who was shorting here, they're going to sit some stops above that high. So it would be very unlikely that at this point you would come up, tag these highs and pull back without grabbing these highs, because then you'd be creating even more liquidity up there. But to be honest, from here to here, man, it's a 70 tick trade. That's still, pre-London session, that's still a fantastic move. You can't complain. Yeah, phenomenal. So yeah, more buys today on gold, guys. You got that 60. Yeah, nice work. Yeah, let's quickly have a look at NQ. Gold, we're gonna wait for this London Open here, guys. We'll see the London Open, which is in about 12 minutes. I don't know if you can see, but we do have a special guest. Let me see if I can show you. Where is he? We got special guest Sammy joining me in the office today. I don't know if he's Sammy asleep is a good sign for the markets or not. But Sammy is joining me here in the office today. So yeah, if gold can have a little bit of a pullback, guys, buying below some previous lows would be very, very nice. That was a pretty aggressive sell-off here in the Asian session today. You came up, you liquidated a lot of highs, and then had a aggressive 300 tick pullback, which I wasn't looking to short it. To me, any pullback opportunities were great fake out buy opportunities, which you can see, here again on the 15-minute. I did not mean to do that. Where's my tool gone? Here on the 15-minute again, you broke below, you broke back above. There's your fake out confirmation. There's your trade. Exactly the same thing here. You broke below, you're not looking for sells. So if you want to see buys, you wait for price to close back above. There's your fake out confirmation. There's your trade. Again, here yesterday, here's your support. You broke below. Everyone tries to jump in the sells. You're not looking for shorts. Why? Because gold was so bullish. Okay, cool. Once you close back above, and closure's key, closure back above, that's your fake out confirmation. There's your trade. There's your closure back above. There's your trade. Closure back above. There's your trade. So that's what we're going to be looking for here as well today, guys. Very simple fake out buy opportunities. We're not looking for any shorts. We are only looking for longs. Now, it's not to say price can't pull back. However, I think we're going to get some really nice fake out opportunity plays here on gold today. But it was, great to see gold hitting our levels. So any of you guys who, like I say, if you did miss yesterday's stream, guys, be sure to go back and watch it because we had some incredible calls. I just said it again. So we'll see if we can get some incredible calls again today. So how do you and we'll look at NQ, we'll look at crude, we'll look at copper as well here, guys. We'll look at all other markets this morning. Like I say, gold's had some huge moves, so it's going to need a little bit of time to breathe. So I think that'll be a good time for us to look at some other markets. How do you identify a fake out exactly? Great question. So no, it doesn't have to engulf or grab the lows. It depends on how so if I'm taking a 15-minute fake out, it's probably based off a 30-minute time frame. And if the 30-minute has grabbed the lows, then that's good enough. I just want to be looking to take that. But the way you identify a fake out opportunity is you want to have your daily bias. So my daily bias today on gold is long. The reason my daily bias on gold today is long, my daily bias yesterday was also long, and it gave like 1,000 ticks. So if my daily bias is long, and let's say how can I explain this? We got time here. We got 10 minutes till London Open. Let me see if I can draw this for you guys. So let's say if this is our daily time frame yesterday. This daily candle's closed nice and bullish like this and like this. And let's say today we are anticipating that this daily candle is going to come down for the bottom wick before then continuing higher. So let me just draw this up. Let's make this a little bit nicer. Let me bring this across. I'm trying to get the drawings right here for you guys. So let's say you're anticipating this is how today's candle is going to look. So if we are looking for longs today, as price is opening and pushing down and creating this bottom wick, that's essentially where on an intraday time frame, let's say this is your support, and let's say you have support being held here, and then this candle closes below. I see this closure below. I'm like, great, we're closing below, a nice level of support. I'm not going to buy gold yet. However, if we do close back above, then that's my intraday fake out confirmation following my daily bias. So this is my daily time frame here. Let's just go the 1 day. This is my daily time frame. And let's say, for example, this might be the 30-minute. So when I see this 30-minute closing below, that's when my job becomes very simple. I'm not looking for shorts, so I'm not trying to trade this breakout. However, once this candle here, grabs lows, closes back above, that's when I go fantastic. That's my intraday fake out confirmation. So now I can look for longs following my daily bias, and I'm pretty much taking advantage of that bottom wick. So having your day, you don't just want to take every single breakout or every single fake out. I'm looking for bullish fake outs because my daily time frame is bullish. So this closure below, I see this closure below and I go, fantastic, that's great. This, to me, if we can close back above, and the key is if and when we close back above, great. that's when I'm going to get my longs. Exactly the same as here, pre-London. As soon as you see this candle closing below, you don't go short. You don't start trying to predict that it's going to be a fake out. You wait for the candle to actually close above. That's price confirming that this false move down here was a fake out. This closes back above. Also prints a very nice 30-minute wick. And that's your indication to start taking buys. So I'm taking these fake out plays. You can see here, it doesn't work 100% of the time. Like here, you could have taken these fake out buys here today. That actually would have been a really nice trade, say, if you were looking for this. Didn't quite work there. Absolutely worked here and absolutely worked here. So you're taking fake out opportunities along with your daily buy. So 5 minutes till London Open here, guys. Do you think gold will reach 34.50 today? That sounds pretty far away. I don't know why you would want to try and predict that far ahead. 34.50 is that? Where's that? 34.50. That's. Try not to think so far ahead, man. 34.50. That's over 1,000 ticks away. We're not really trying to think that far ahead. Thanks, Picasso. Yeah, we're not really trying to think that far ahead. Don't worry about what might happen all the way up here. Let's focus on what's right in front of us, and what's right in front of us is a fantastic gap to come and fill. Are we getting that continuation? So we did. So there you go. You got a nice little 5-minute fake out there. Actually, look at that. So you formed the support. You broke below. You broken back above. So this isn't a bad area to start looking for longs once we get this London Open here, guys. Nice little 5-minute confirmation. As soon as you see this candle break below, you don't short it. Why? Because you're not looking for shorts. You close back above. And very soon, not yet, I'm going to wait for the London Open. We'll be looking for some nice longs here. So, yeah, that's what we're looking for on Goldie today. Yeah, so let's, we got 4 minutes till the London Open. Let's have a quick look at NQ. I know NQ did have some pretty wild price action yesterday, so it was good to see people jumping in gold instead. And, it's the exact same thing if I'm looking, say if I've got a bearish daily bias on gold, but intraday we're closing bullish, well then that's fine. I'll wait for price to close back below. That will confirm my fake out, and then I'll go short. So NQ here today. Let's have a look. How did we close yesterday? So NQ is a little bit of a range. I don't think NQ's the nicest. I do think there's nicer opportunities today. We do have major support down here, major resistance here. So NQ is in a bit of an aggressive range. The interesting thing is, pre-London, we are tapping right into previous daily lows, which is quite interesting. So this could give some intraday pullbacks and some intraday support where you may potentially be looking for some longs. And this could actually explain what we're talking about pretty well, guys. You kind of see here, you just came up, you liquidate the highs, you're breaking back lower. So if we do want to buy previous daily lows, well, again, our job's pretty simple right now. If we close back below, then, we don't start buying NQ for no reason. However, if we can close back above this area, confirm a fake out, great, then we can go long. I don't think NQ is looking as nice as gold today, though, personally. We're pushing down pretty heavy here since the Asian session. However, if you do get them fake out buys and you close back above, then great. You could look for some longs. But as of right now, you're grabbing highs, you're closing bearish, you're continuing to close bearish. I wouldn't want to be buying just because it's the previous daily low. It's a pretty aggressive push down. 2 minutes till London Open here, guys. 2 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on NQ. However, I do want to test some NQ trades, guys. That's why I fired this up today, because we have been seeing some very, very nice moves on NQ, especially sometimes where gold's maybe moving a little bit slower. NQ has been given some really, really nice trades, so I am keen to test out some NQ trades. Now let's go. Let me go here. However, I don't think NQ is going to shape up for us just yet. I think we need a little bit of time. Now let's see here on copper. Wow, look at that on copper, guys. Look at that on copper. Again, these were the liquidity levels from yesterday, guys. I do still believe copper is going to tap into 475. I don't trade copper. However, these are the levels that we spoke about yesterday, guys, for price to come up and liquidate these highs based off the fact that you would have a lot of people, jumping in some big sells, stop sitting just above. So You were looking for fake out opportunities to buy into there. Well, we literally did it perfectly. You broke below the support, you broke back above, there's your fake out. So the reason you're not shorting this breakout of this support is because we had this very, very nice liquidity level up here. So once you break back below, there you go, that's fine. Okay, cool. Let me wait. Once we do close back above, amazing. That's your fake out confirmation. There's your longs. And even if you just took it from here to here, that was a fantastic trade. And you ended up coming all the way for the highs. So nice to see copper playing out the same as gold, hitting these levels very, very well. My next level on copper is back at 474 and 475. They look like two very, very, very nice levels as well. Now, if I do want to be a buyer here on copper, it looks like we are about to get a potential break back below, which again, I'm not really looking for shorts, so I'd have to see a closure back above. But yeah, look at that daily time frame here, guys. That was so nice. We've been speaking about these copper buys for a while. You came down, you tapped into previous day lows, closed bullish, huge bottom wick yesterday, held the support. Yeah, copper looks great to continue pushing into 475. For you guys who do trade copper, that's looking really nice. We have the London Open here, guys. Let's have a look at gold. How did that hourly just close? Let's have a look. So, hourly has just closed straight back above. Amazing close. So we may get some buys here on gold in a second, guys. Gold buys here this morning. Like I say, my longs actually would have ended up hitting pretty perfectly there. But with that hourly closing very strong, you know, for the next hour that we're going to be trading here for, I want to be following this. I don't want to be trying to think about shorts. I'm not trying to predict shorts. I want to be going long. So I may even start with some buys from here in a second, guys. Not a place to look for some longs. I'm taking a buy here, guys. Let's see if this can squeeze up. I'm going in one contract. I will potentially enter in more on the flip here. If we start closing back below, could potentially be a good exit. And I'll have a buy stop on the break of the high as well. Any closure back below this area would probably be a pretty good exit. I'm only going in half risk here, guys. Remember, I'm trading 100k, so I typically go for 2 contracts. That's a pretty steep instant bottom wick. Let me see, 15. Yeah, 15 is beautiful. Look at that. 15 broke above, huge rejection. Let me keep stops just down here. It's about. Let me change this to. Where are we? Charts and data. Let me change this to ticks. I don't want to see that dollars. Wow, what an instant bottom wick there, guys. Look at that. So hourly has closed bullish, coming down for a steep instant bottom wick. Look at that. 30 minutes closed bullish. You may squeeze 30-minute lows here. I'm also going to have a buy stop on the flip of the high here as well for my second contract. So let's see. So I'm in for half risk now. I'll put my second contract on the break of the high. Shorts for me are of no interest on gold unless you get, you know, a strong hourly fake out. Then you can consider it. But look at this. You just grab lows, close bullish, bottom weights, close bullish. So if you jump in shorts here, you know, it's borderline just trying to call tops. We've just closed, you know, in the past 2 hours, we've closed with a 200 tick strong push. So for me, shorts on gold, unless you get a strong closure back below here, then maybe you could sell it. But personally, I'm not shorting gold yet. Not yet. Yeah, targeting the gap fill. Yep, definitely. I think that looks really nice. It's about like an 80-ish tick range. So you got about 1 to 2 risk reward here. You may squeeze some 15-minute lows here. That's why I'm only going in half risk and putting in a buy stop. If we start to, this is looking pretty. It's a pretty strong push down here though. I don't really want to see us, you know, squeeze any more than here. You may squeeze these lows, and if you reject from here, that will be a pretty valid stop. But if you actually close below the support, I may get out there. Let me cancel this buy stop here for now. I don't think we're going to flip just yet. But yeah, targeting that gap fill is what looks the nicest. Let me have a look at the 4 hour here in a second. I mean, yeah, 4 hour did just tap into previous 4 hour highs. Again, it's not enough to short, but that's a pretty strong liquidity level. No, it's a pretty strong push down there. Now I'm gonna let me get rid of this, guys. I'm about to. So you're just tapping these lows. Minus 34 at half risk. Now let me wait. I'm closing that, guys. Minus 34 at half risk. That's a very, very strong instant bottom wick. Look at this hourly. Let me get rid of these levels here for a second. Grab the lows, closed bullish. Had a fantastic bottom wick, also closed bullish. So I will take a re-break of the high. And it's an instant bottom wick as well. But yeah, I took that at half risk. At 34 ticks. And I will get back in if we start to look like we're going to break back. But that's a pretty strong push down. That's a 50 tick bottom wick. These are some pretty big ranges. And I may put in the buy stop back in a second. If we start to reject from here, I think buy stop in the break of this high. Because this range here is, what, 70 ticks? Which is very nice. 70 tick range is good here. How do you define a small area you just drew? Which one, man? Which one? Which area? You bought the high of the day. Well, if you'd said that every other time today, you literally would have missed out on hundreds of ticks. Where were you yesterday when we literally called like over 1,000 ticks on gold? Where were you yesterday when we called 1,000 ticks on gold, man? The small area. Which one did you mean, man? I missed that one. BTC. Go and have. Yeah, we'll have a look at. Let's have a look at Bitcoin as well. Goldie's created a pretty strong bottom wick here, so not jumping back in just yet. Did I have a strong push up yesterday? Yeah, wow, look at that. Yeah, Bitcoin coming right for that 110. Huge level. Again, you know, you broke back above 105. Very nice bottom wick into 105. And then re-breaking high. Yeah, that's looking very, very nice. I don't intraday Bitcoin, but that's a very, very nice long. Look at that. Beautiful. Daily's so clean on Bitcoin. Next level for longs is, well, if we just closed bearish, we want to see a nice fake out opportunity again. Remember, I'm not shorting gold today, guys. It's not to say that gold can't push down. It's just not my short. I'm not trading against everything we called yesterday and against this. You know, if you do want to short gold, then if you get like a strong fake out and you really want to sell it, you could. But that's not my trade personally. That's not my trade personally. If we re-break the highs, then I'll go long. But right now, this London Open is having a pretty decent sell-off here. I think if we want to go long, maybe closures back above here could be nice. But yeah, maybe coming down, maybe squeeze some of these lows before we can see that push. But yeah, targeting that gap fill will be very nice. 4 hour here on the currency. I mean, yeah, you are at big 4 hour resistance. Very, very big 4 hour resistance. NQ having a squeeze higher. Oh, look at that. NQ could be getting a decent fake out. Which if we are, I will take that on the combine if I do. Let's see. If you get strong 30-minute fake out, yeah, I will give a shot at some NQ buyers. I'm not as big of a fan. Copper ripping down. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. Yes, solid push. Look at that. Right after tapping into our highs as well. You could see copper come down and squeeze some lows down here before more buying. You had a pretty strong 30-minute closure back below. Very nice top wick, and a nice little squeeze there. So yeah, you may see copper come down and squeeze some lows there. Gold's coming in some very, very decent push down. How much was that? It was a 67 tick hourly wick. Yeah, we'll have a look at oil as well. Let's have a look, Goldie. You may squeeze here. Let's see. Let's see. Remember, guys, if we start re-breaking back higher, I'll be back in on the flip. I'll be back in on the flip. You're tapping into previous 30-minute lows. We're overall very bullish. So let's see. We've got here and here as potential buy areas. Let's see. Yeah, copper with the decent sell-off as well. Very, very decent sell-off. I know, it's funny, man. Where were they yesterday and all of last week as well? Take minus what? What's minus what? 16 ticks at full risk, and all the notables come out. Yeah, copper with the sorry, not copper. Crude with the very, very strong push up. Wow, look at that! Huge daily open there on crude, coming into some massive highs. $64, huge level there. Let me put some levels here on crude. Let me change this to 50%. Wow, look at that. Could you see crude coming down for a bit of a pullback here? Maybe. That's a very strong. You're tapping into previous weekly highs, massive resistance. Could crude be coming for a bit of a pullback? Yeah, gold's still having a nice sell-off here, guys. So no gold buys just yet. We need to wait for gold. You're probably going to get a 30-minute closure below, maybe 30-minute fake-out buys even. But yeah, crude having a very, very decent push down. With Goldie pushing lower, you may see that NQ fake-out play. Where would you be targeting on NQ? Let's see. Where would you be targeting? It's kind of messy. The range here on NQ's left is very, very, very choppy. But it's looking like you're probably going to get that 30-minute fake-out play. The only thing is, there's not much of a target on NQ. I think there's nicer opportunities. 5% really, that's crazy. Huge. First gold buy was a premature. I mean, yeah, obviously in hindsight you can say that. If you said that every other trade we've taken, the past couple of weeks, you wouldn't be saying that. So obviously in hindsight, yeah, it's pretty easy to say that. But when every single time frame was breaking out, there was no reason to not give that a shot. If that had ripped, you wouldn't be saying that. So that's the reason I went in half risk. If I'd gone in full risk, then yeah, sure. But the reason I went in half risk is because we hadn't really rebroken higher. Now, yeah, Nas, yeah, it did have an hourly, strong hourly closure, but you're already breaking pretty aggressively back above, and you're at big daily support, previous daily levels down here as well. So you kind of almost getting it in a little bit before that hourly fake out. But when you're tapping lows and already starting rejecting, that's a pretty good area to start looking for some intraday breakouts. But yeah, you're kind of right though. Yeah, the hourly did close back below, so yeah, you may want to see the hourly fake out, which actually could be a nice play. You're not adapting, man. All right, if you can, I guess I would assume it's your first time here, man, which is fine. If you don't think that I'm an adaptive trader, then you don't know what you're talking about. That's literally exactly how we trade, is an extremely adaptive bias. If we start closing below, like I've said all along, if you start closing below, you can flip the bias and go short. However, when price is clearly closing bullish, I'm reacting to that. That's exactly what we're doing, is we're reacting. How do you determine there's still demand left? Just curious. Which one is that? Can you check ES? Yeah, definitely, man. Yep, we can have a look at ES. Kind of similar to NQ, you know, coming into previous day lows, which is very, very nice. You know, the daily's pretty messy though. You kind of came down, grabbed lows, closed bullish. You did also grab highs yesterday and close, kind of close bearish, not the cleanest though. Would I want to be a seller here on ES? Not really, to be honest. You know, previous day lows for an intraday pullback is a pretty nice area. A very, very nice area. Now, would I buy it right now? Not really. You know, in terms of trading what's right in front of us, we are pushing bearish. You know, you're grabbing highs, you're pushing down, you're pushing down. So, kind of similar to gold, you know, unless you get a strong fake out confirmation back above here, then great. You know, you can look for the buys. Where would you be targeting? I mean, maybe just for a bit of a pullback in this Asia dip lower. Come and squeeze some of this a little bit more. But again, you know, same as gold. I wouldn't want to be buying this just yet. I'd be looking for a 30-minute closure back above, and then you could be looking for a pullback here. I want to see at least a 30-minute fake out. Gold's still having a decent push down here, guys. You're probably gonna get a strong. You got a strong 15-minute closure. Not quite. You got a strong 15-minute closure coming up for an instant top wick as well. So again, you know, in terms of flipping the bias, if you really want to short this, cool. There's your first confirmation of price closing bearish. So if you really want to short it, you can. However, like I said, it's not my short. It's not my short. It's not my short personally, especially after yesterday's buys. I'm not really trying to short this. Yeah, you can say that, Jay. If you were on yesterday's stream, we literally called over 1,000 ticks yesterday. So you're judging a 12 or a 16 tick stop against 1,000 tick buys that we gave yesterday. So you know best, man. Though you know best. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just here to be minus $800 in the day. I mean, I'm up on my main London account. I'm up on a nice 200 here today. But on this 100k, yeah, I've taken a little loss here. We had some great trades yesterday, though. Do you use any indicators? Which ones do you prefer? I don't use any indicators, man. I used to. Yeah, you tell them, Luke. Nah, I don't use any indicators anymore. I used to use indicators. Used to use moving averages. But for intraday trading, not really. I prefer to look at pure price action. You can use a VWAP. You know, I do have that on my charts sometimes. But for the most part, yeah, I like looking at pure price action. I used to use a lot of indicators in the beginning, and it kind of just was a bit too noisy for me. You know, it's not to say that they don't necessarily work. For me, I like to read pure price action. But the VWAP put in charts is nice. But yeah, I find you know, the more things I have on my charts, the more reasons I have to overanalyze and hesitate, etc. So yeah, I prefer to keep it clean. Remember, say, guys, you can short this 15. You know, that's the confirmation of the break back below. However, I'm not really looking to short this today, guys. You know, if gold just does push down, that's fine. You know, we had great trades yesterday. I'm not looking to fight this daily push. Although, you know, you are at some very, very strong levels. Look at this, huge strong levels. It's not my short. My trade, you know, is buying this 290 tick continuation of yesterday. Yeah, don't fight the BDC candle. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I did take out 2 payouts as well yesterday, guys. I am 1 payout away from getting moved to live on Topstep, which is pretty cool. I'm 1 payout away, which is very nice. I did lock in another 200 green dollar day, which is amazing. So I'm trying to build this 100k account up, so when I do take the final payout, I can take this balance with me, as well as my Asia balance as well. Trading 2 contracts here on the 100. Yeah, 15-minute Morningstar could shape up. I mean, it could. It's looking pretty bearish right now, though. I wouldn't want to be buying against this just yet. You know, I was happy to give the buys here on this fake out confirmation. However, once you close back below, no longer interested in longs. That's the market's closing bearish. So you react to that and you're squeezing a little bit lower. So if we do want to continue buying, I'd probably have to see a pretty decent closure back above here. Otherwise, this is a very steep hourly, 100 tick bottom wick. So we were good to get out the shorts where we did. You're tapping into previous hourly lows as well, which is an instant bottom wick. So look at this on the hourly, guys. Look at this. So the hourly's opened and instantly pushed down, tapping right into previous hourly lows. So that's a very, very steep potential hourly fake out. So yeah, if we do want the longs, I'd have to see a decent closure back above this with volume. Only then would I reconsider longs, because right now, that 15 closing bearish, there's no reason for me to want to buy this. If anything, with this closing back below, you should be reacting to this squeezing a little bit lower. Astrology trader. So yeah, we're only 20 minutes into London Open here, guys. We got time. But yeah, I did lock in 34 green $200 days on my main London account, which is beautiful. Look at this. Not including today as well, but I have just locked in 34 green $200 days on my main London account, which is beautiful. So with the 2 payouts yesterday, this is 1 away from getting moved to live, which is, I'm trying not to think about it too much. I'm trying to put any pressure on myself. But we're very, very close. I think I'm like 4, including today, like maybe 4 green $200 days away, which would be cool. Does live depend on $200 days or payouts? It's payouts. It's 5 payouts from the same XFA, man. 5 payouts from the same Express Mode account. So I have just taken out 4 from my main London one here. So I had 2 payouts yesterday, so 1 more, and then yeah, we'll be moving to live. But no, you do get to keep over the amount of green $200 days that you do have. So then with this, I'll take over 34. Well, if we do get it, and then you'll be eligible for daily payouts, which is pretty cool. So if it is the goal, yeah, I would say take out small payouts every time you do hit the 500 green days, but I haven't ever really been focused on it. So gold tapping previous hourly lows here, guys. If we close back above, I like these longs still, but I'm gonna have to see a pretty decent closure back above. Remember, you can make back that small loss with a very easy trade. However, we need to let it close with volume. We're not going to chase it for the sake of it. However, if we do continue closing back above, yeah, this is a pretty decent level. This is previous hourly lows, pre-London lows here getting grabbed. So if we can close back above, fantastic. 30 minutes still looking pretty bearish though, so I'm not really trying to predict that just yet. Let's wait there. Still have liquidity, grab below 33.10 on the 15. Yeah, we're kind of grabbing it here. We're tapping into these previous highs, which is a nice breakout level. We're grabbing these lows, so if we do start closing back above here, it could be worth giving another shot. Which, from here up into these highs, you're talking a nice 120 tick range. Yeah, big trend line below. I know, that's it, man. We are kind of trading at the highs. We were buying yesterday into all of these levels. But now we are at these big daily highs. I wouldn't be too surprised to see some pretty big ranges here on gold. That's why the longs yesterday were fantastic. However, now that we're back at this big daily resistance, big ranges around here wouldn't be too surprising. Wouldn't be too surprising. Yeah, you can withdraw daily right now. Yeah, this is that's for the live account, man. For the when you get moved to live. When you get moved to live, you can the days come with you, I believe. Yeah, it's kind of a big level right now on gold. The previous hourly did close bullish, which is why I do like the longs. But yeah, I want to see it close back above. The reason I want to see it close back above, because you had this nice support, where you've just closed back below. So with this closing back below, we need to trade what's right in front of us. And what's right in front of us is a 86 tick bearish push down. However, if we grab the lows and close back above, well then that's going to be the exact same fake out opportunity that we got pre-London. You broke below, you broke back above. There was the pre-London buys. Where are we? Sorry, here pre-London buys. So you want to see, I want to see the same thing. Let's see, but I want to see price actually get back above here first. If we kind of close like this, I'm not going to buy it because you can kind of just play around in this area. However, if we can close back above, fantastic. But that's, you know, with it pushing down so bearish, we're kind of letting the markets come to us now. You know, the 15 is trying to shape up for a potential morning star. However, you know, this 30-minute is about to close in 5 minutes. And yeah, it's looking pretty bearish. These lows here are very nice, but I want to see it wick up a little bit more. I'm not going to try and buy this just yet. So bullish is not moving higher. Yep, I like that, man. I like that. I like that. Yeah, let's see if this gonna. I mean, you can, as soon as it starts, you know, wicking back above these areas, you wait for it to wick back above there. That 15 will break out more. You know, you still have a nice 115 tick range. At one contract, it's over $1,000 trades. You're gonna be taking this at 2 contract. It's a very, very big range to play. Where's the currency chart at? Yeah, big resistance. Yeah, the only thing is, I did kind of look at this 4 hour and go, you know, this. If you follow this dotted line where we are now, this is a big resistance level. So an initial pullback from here isn't too surprising. So I'd have to see a decent closure back above. You know, you're also tapping into previous 4 hour highs as well. That pre-London push was amazing. So if we do want more longs on gold, yeah, I want to see more than this. So I think we got time here on gold. Let's have a look at some other markets. Copper, you don't have these nice lows down here. However, if you start closing maybe back above 4.7-ish potential. Maybe above 33.16 on the 5. Let's have a look, man. 30, let's see. 33.16. Yeah, I think anywhere back above, let's say, here. You know, this is a pretty strong level. Let me make this a little bit bolder. Any closures back above this level. You know, maybe if this next 15 closes back above like this, then amazing. Next 15 come down, nice bottom wick, and then we can take our buys. I think that'd be a really nice play. But this closure right here wouldn't be enough. You know, I wouldn't really be trying to see a 5-minute closure. A 5-minute closure above when the 30-minute is about to close bearish is almost trying to predict a bit too much. If this 30-minute closes bearish, then, you know, you should be following this for now, unless we close back above. So don't drop down to your 5-minute until you get the high time frame confirmations. So I dropped down to the 5-minute here because this hourly closed above and it confirmed this fake out. So that was a great time to take the buys because you had every time frame closing bullish. But the only reason I was buying off the 5-minute there is because my 30-minute closed bullish, my hourly closed bullish, and then I had a 5-minute fake out. So you don't want to take a 5-minute breakout if this 30-minute actually closes below. So I'll probably wait, to be honest, decent closure back above, and then we can take it. But right now, this is a pretty decent pullback here on gold. So we don't want to chase it just yet, not yet. In the past, I've learned to analyze a candle with Fibonacci levels. If you mark your fib with the candle high, yeah, you can, man. I don't use fibs for intraday, but yeah, sure. If that lines up with something else. When I used to use Fibonacci, it's kind of like the icing on the cake. You want to have kind of all your other levels on, and then but yeah, it's not something I use or look at, man. I just wait for it to close back above, and then cool, get our longs. If we don't close back above, yeah, there's no reason why you can't, you know, kind of squeeze below here and here, which will be an area that I wouldn't really want to trade. Let me get rid of this. Risk per day. On my main, this one of we only just started this 100. On my main London, we're talking like 250 to average, like 239. On the 100k, this is a brand new account, so I am taking more risk on this. So I'm risking like, you know, maybe 500 to 1,000 Trading 2 contracts. It depends on the buffer you have as well. But if it's a brand new account, then yeah, you don't want to be risking too much. But on average, yeah, on like my 50s, I'm around like 200. So minus 800 here for me today is a bigger loss than I would like to normally take. But you know, this isn't my main account, so I'm happy to take riskier plays on this. Taking any trades? Yeah, I took some buys from up here, man, on a 5-minute fake out with the hourly closing bullish, but it kind of squeezed low. So I took about minus 30 ticks at half risk, but no re-entries just yet. But how much you should risk per trade, you know, is completely depending on, you know, your statistics and how much drawdown you have, etc. Yeah, let's have a look. NQ getting that fake out confirmation. Yeah, it looks like you're going to get that fake out confirmation. You're breaking below, you're breaking back above. So with NQ closing back bullish, may squeeze higher. Gold may squeeze a little bit low here, guys. Let's have a look. So 30 minutes just closed there on gold. Yeah, NQ's looking nice for reversal. Yeah, I agree. So gold still closing bearish on the 30-minute, guys. So no longs for me on this just yet. You may tap into this 30-minute low. Lots of liquidity a little lower. Not really, to be honest. But I'm not shorting gold. You know, we were buying gold yesterday. Gold's very strong. I'm trying to follow this. Like I say, it's not to say that we can't push now, but that's just not my trade. I'm not looking to give back yesterday's gains by trying to call tops. But not really. No, I don't really have any liquidity levels. You know, you kind of grab liquidity here pre-London and had this very nice move here. Like these pre-London buys were amazing. Here. You grab the lows here, close bullish. So I don't really have any downside levels, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, with gold closing bearish, you could create a bit of a range here. I'm not trying to buy this. And with NQ kind of forming that fake out to potentially squeeze higher, that could see gold have a little bit of a pullback. So we got time here on gold, you guys. We got time. Yeah, on my main London account, I'm not really trying to risk more than like $200-300 a day. Which, you know, if we go back from January, average is like 174. So on 100k, obviously double. But yeah, like I'm happy to take more risk on this 100k because I'm trying to build it up in case the 50 does get moved to live. If I lost this 100, I wouldn't really be too bad. It's not my main focus. So I like to use it for riskier plays. But oh yeah, on a 50, I'm risking like 100, 200. That's kind of like my max. Gold will continue bearish. NQ will continue bearish. Yeah, I kind of can see NQ from both sides, to be honest. You know, although the 30-minute did close bullish, I wouldn't buy this fake out because it kind of has been bearish for the, you know, at any point, if you re-break these out lows, you're going to squeeze much lower. You know, you're grabbing highs, closing bearish. You've been bearish for pretty much the whole entire Asian session. So if you do want to buy NQ, kind of same as gold, you know, I wouldn't want to be a buyer here just yet. And I kind of look at this range to the left and I go, it's pretty tough in here, to be honest. It's very, very, very tough. This is a pretty decent range where things can get ugly. And, you know, these are the days where you can get squeezed out, and you don't want to give all your gains back by just, you know, trying to force a tough range. NQ is bullish AF. Yeah, 100%, man. You know, we just intraday we pushed down that much, but yeah, 100%. Yeah, very bullish, man. So bullish. Very, very bullish. Do you have a personal live account or Topstep accounts only? Yeah, I have personal accounts as well, man. If you go see my Instagram stories, where Topstep kindly posts my Instagram below, I got all of these gold buys yesterday. I got gold buys from down here yesterday for about 500 ticks up into daily highs. But I use my personal for more higher time frame plays. Higher time frame plays, and Topsteps for the intraday plays. But yeah, I have my personal as well, man. Nice squeeze here on Goldie. Nice squeeze here. How long did it take you to become profitable? Any struggles that you were having? Took me, yeah, gold trying to get back above here. Yeah, yep. I want to see it close though. I want to see it actually close above. Don't get too wrapped into this wick just yet. It needs to actually close. Took me at least 2 to 3 years. I spent 2 to 3 years of pure failure. Losing money, strategy hopping, and doing probably every mistake possible. And in the earlier days, I didn't really care about trying to call good moves in the markets. All I really cared about was, just making money, and that's what held me back for so long. Whereas now it's like, I get more satisfaction of, being able to call these big moves as opposed to saying, I made this much money. But yeah, the biggest struggles for me was just, there's a lot of mistakes in trading that you can't really learn from a book. You just kind of have to, you got to do it. You got to feel that emotional pain to then be able to learn from it. But a lot of my struggles were just, just purely trading the P&L all the time. Trying to jump in 10 plus trades every single day, trying to always be right. Whereas for now, I just try and focus on taking good trades, good quality setups. That's that's what I do on the that's what I do here on my main accounts. Just try and get my piece. Trading a full-time job. Yes, it is, man. Trading's been my full-time job for the past like 4 years. I've been trading for 7 years. Yeah, nice one, man. Yeah, patient for too long. He had his chance. It's funny, everyone loves you when you take a winning trade, but you take a 12 tick loss and everyone becomes a know-it-all. But there's no these are what these streams are all about. These streams are all about sharing ideas, talking through ideas, but there's no like gold has to do this or gold has to do that. It's like, let's just share ideas together and see what happens right in front of us. Who cares? Who cares about being right or wrong? Let's share ideas and learn. Gold grabbing highs, having a little bit of a pullback here, guys. Like I say, I'm not too interested in shorting gold. It's not to say that we can't pull back, but you have support here, you have resistance here. We're in a bit of a range. The buys I did take on my London account, I took micro buys today because I'm just kind of trying to stack up the $200 days. But I took my buys today here on the London account here. These are the buys I took here today, which it was about 40-ish ticks. So it was like from here to here. Just trading the micros. Nice little breakout. But yeah, on the 100k, this is I got long here on the 100k. Here, that's where I took that loss. And I actually had another buy here, but it just squeezed me. Let's see if we can get any. Any NQ plays here. Is NQ trying to have that fake out? Remember, guys, if I do take an NQ play, this is purely just me having to play around with NQ on a combine. I am by no means an NQ expert. Yeah, that's what I like here about NQ. Tapping into previous daily lows. You've just closed bullish on the 30. My only concern with buying NQ is this hourly intraday is pretty bearish, which I can't ignore. Which is the same as why I'm trying to buy gold, because gold intraday, previous hour did close very bullish. Called 3250 and 3300 last night. Yeah, we called huge buys yesterday, man. We called huge buys. I had 500 ticks in my personal. We called buys from down here. We're buying gold down here yesterday in the London session. But I don't come on here and say, I'm right, you're wrong. Like, who cares? We're all here to learn together. I'm not here, trying to act super egotistical. You know, this is we all learn here together. You guys saw me take some great buys yesterday for what, like 50 ticks. Took minus 30 here today. You know, it's all part of the fun. How do I manage so many accounts? Well, I have my main account, and as soon as my main accounts are locked out for the day, then, you know, I'll just take some other trades on, you know, this 100. But my main Asia and London, these are my main accounts. Once these are kind of done, I've got my gains on this, then I'll kind of look at these ones. My London one is my main one. You're grabbing the lows, trying to break out here on gold, you guys. I do like these longs, especially with the currency grab and previous hourly low starting to reject. 15-minute trying to get back above as well. 15-minute trying to hold that morning star play. Yeah, morning star play shaping up for sure, yeah. Now, my only concern here with gold is I don't want to get stuck in between here. That's my only concern. You know, with the ranges we were playing yesterday, we had much nicer ranges to play. Because, you know, once you broke this level, the easy next range was all the way up there. You know, that's where the buys yesterday were so nice. However, the range here today is a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. A little bit tough. But this 15-minute morning star is playing out. You know, if you are in this morning star, don't know about a stop that big. That would have been, you know, you pretty much, as you're grabbing highs, you know, you're probably already managing risk as well, and you're seeing if you could squeeze that gap fill. I would be managing aggressive though, because like I say, this is, you know, two pretty tough areas, so I wouldn't get too eager here. But yeah, if we do close back above, remember guys, there's no top wick on this hourly. Look at this, there's no top wick on this hourly. No top wick, tapping into hourly lows. At any point, this could come up and create that top wick. That's the reason that we're looking for longs here. How often do we see gold close bearish with no hourly top wick? You got a top wick. When was the last time we saw gold close bearish with no top wick? Can we see one? In all of this price action, we can't see... here, there you go. That was the last time gold actually closed bearish with no top wick. So out of all of these candles, we can clearly say there's a very high chance, higher chance than not, that this top wick will be created. And that's the reason that we're looking for longs here. And that's the reason I was buying gold. I was looking for buys off this support for a quick bounce into these highs and to squeeze up this gap. It's, you know, it's not impossible, of course, but it's unlikely that gold would close with no hourly top wick. I don't know what that is. But that 15's, yeah, that 15's having a nice little, nice morning star play there. Came down, grabbed the lows, reclosed back bullish. Like I say, guys, this range is my only concern. If we can close back above, you know, the thing is, if you wait for gold to close back above, it may seem like you're being a bit too patient. But if you wait for that closure back above, you have the hourly flip as a management point. And from here to here, you got 30 ticks, and you're trying to play a 100 tick range. So to me, it's very much worth the wait. I'd rather wait for it to close back above here with volume and, you know, play this range than try and predict it too much in here. We got time here, guys. We got time. But yeah, that, you know, that is the only tough thing when you are trying to trade multiple accounts. You know, if you get a good trade here, then you're like, oh, cool, you know, that's my trade for the day. And then you go trade another account. You know, you kind of have to accept, you know, it is possible to take a loss on one and not the other. That's why I always say to you guys, you know, if you do have multiple accounts on Topstep, it's good to have a main one. Good to have a main one that's like your main focus. You know, if you get a good trade and you want to take a, you know, a test or a riskier play on another one, then do that. But don't try and jump between too many. I have my main London, I have my main Asia, and then, you know, you kind of let the others just, you know, take some different trades. Like I could take some NQ plays in this. It might not work out. I might, you know, lose this 100k. Well, I have past combines in the background at any point. As long as I'm not, you know, taking risky plays in my main accounts, then, you know, we're good. But yeah, you want to have your main one to focus on. Otherwise, if you try and focus on too many, you know, you could miss some, you know, you might take a loss on your main account and then go try and trade another one and then take another loss. So the first thing I'll do in the morning is when I can see a good quality A+ setup, you know, that's always going on my main account. And if I see another setup, maybe it might not be as perfect, but I still want to give it a shot, then, you know, maybe I'll take it on, you know, one of these other ones, for example. I haven't traded this 50k here today. Different ways to do it. You know, that's why I like having a few. Let's have a look. Yeah, you're grabbing the lows, starting to break out here, guys. Could it be worth a shot on the 100k, 150k account? Buying here, stops below that previous 5. The only thing is, it's a little bit of a tough range. It's not the cleanest. Goldie's grabbing highs, trying to get back high here, guys. NQ have a nice little bounce off this breakout level, grabbing the lows, reflipping back bullish. Gold still holding up as well, actually. Yeah, gold's not that clean this morning, guys. Not yet, not yet. We got I'm happy to wait for a gold closure back above 33.19. 33.19, where are we? Let's see if I can take it on. I'll take it on 100k. It's got time. Nice 15 closure there. So 15 just grabbed lows. You've just closed bullish. You've come down for an instant bottom wick. Now, what would the break of this high be? 20 ticks. Yeah, it's a tough range. It's not a bad play because that 15 has just held that beautiful morning star. My only concern with this, and the reason I'm not jumping in this right now, is, you know, you're managing at this previous resistance, which is less than a 1-to-1. So risk to reward is not the best. Unless you can, you know, scalp a 5-minute entry, which I don't really see. Yeah, I don't want to take a trade here on gold for the sake of it, guys, but that 15-minute was quite nice. 30-minute, yeah, 30-minute not so much. 30-minute not so much. Yeah, gold's starting a pretty tight range, 100%. After yesterday's huge push, you know, a big range today here is not too surprising. Not too surprising. That's why, you know, I'm not really looking to give back too much of this beautiful gold push yesterday. So you look at that 30-minute close bearish. You're holding it. It may squeeze a little bit lower. I think if you guys are looking for trades today, you know, given the fact that we had some beautiful pushes yesterday, don't force it. Don't give it back for the sake of it. We got time here today. You got plenty of time. Did copper continue faking out? Yeah, look at that. Wow, copper with the fake out. Yeah, look at that, guys. Huge fake out on copper. Lovely grab of the lows. Couldn't quite squeeze here. However, you did grab these lows, hold the support. Copper looks like probably the nicest opportunity this morning. Oil again, not really, not too much on oil. Let's have a look. Yes, yeah, look at that. ES with a nice, ES and NQ with a nice fake out. See, again, you know, if you did take this flip, you know, as soon as you tap into this resistance, like you have to manage pretty aggressively, because there's nothing to say you can't just chop around in this range. So, you know, maybe if it's worth a shot, you want to take it. You just have to be open to aggressive management, which is a little bit too aggressive for me. I think you'll get cleaner trades than that. Now I love the 5-minute on gold. That's what 90% of my trades are based off. Like my London buys here, Asia buys here today. Like 90% of my trades are based off the 5-minute. However, you know, I'll only trade the 5-minute once the higher time frame has actually closed in my favor. So same with the little 30-tick loss I took here today. You know, the hourly closed nice and bullish. So as soon as the hourly closes bullish, I go, fantastic. That's my hourly break it out. Then I'll drop down to the 5-minute. Oh, cool. Nice 5-minute fake out. Great. There's my trade. So absolutely, I'll use the 5-minute, but only once the higher time frame has confirmed my move. So you can kind of see right now, with the 30-minute closing below, there's not really any reason for me to try and watch the 5-minute, because the 5-minute is probably just going to chop me up a little bit. So I'll only use the 5 minute once the higher time frame has confirmed the move. But if the 30 minute and 15 haven't really confirmed anything for me, then the 5 minutes not going to tell me anything. The 5 minute is purely for execution based on my higher time frame closes. No sound? No, it should be all good. Should be all good. Yep, sounds fine. Cool, cool. We do have do we have any news today? Do we have any news? No, we do have pound news. What we got? We do have flash manufacturing PMI tomorrow, but no real news today. No news today. I haven't had much this week. What's NQ been like on the daily? Let me see here. Let's have a look. 800 people tune in here, guys. Remember, drop a like for the Topstep stream. We'll be live here all week. Yeah, look at that. Bouncing right off yesterday's lows, which was pretty identical to gold yesterday. Pretty much the exact same. Literally tapped into that daily low and instantly having a rejection, which is very nice. With gold still squeezing lower here, guys. Not too much here. Pre-London was very nice for gold. London Open, there's not much. There's not much. So if you guys do want to trade gold for the rest of the day, guys, again, our job is pretty simple now. We want to wait for closures back above at least 33.15. Closures back above 33.15 could give us some very nice buys. However, if you don't close back above, there's nothing to say that you can't just range in between here and here. So very, very tough ranges. So don't force it, guys. Especially with the moves that we had yesterday, guys. There's no need to, you know, force trades, jump in too many. You know, I was happy to give the buys there a shot. Doesn't work out, fine. Take the loss, wait, and we will let the market come to us. Yeah, NQ is bulling. NQ is absolutely bulling. That there, grab the lows. Huge closure back above. Again, buying from here would be nice. You just have to be pretty aggressive with the management. That was a lovely sell-off here, pre-London as well. Grab the highs. Huge breakout. Huge, huge, huge breakout. Goldie's still squeezing lower here, guys. If gold can give some nice fake-out trades today, you could get some really good buys here today. I don't really have any... You know, remember yesterday we jumped on, we had like huge daily liquidity levels. I don't really have as much here today. That's why buying gold yesterday was a great day. You know, you grabbed lows, you had so many daily highs to come and grab. You don't really have that today. Remember, 3,300 is a big level. 3,300, 3,310 to, you know, you kind of say you are back at this daily resistance. Not that I'm going to sell it today. However, you know, if today maybe closes doji, then great. You know, we could short tomorrow. I'm not going to be shorting today. Yeah, back down at 3,300. Yeah, that'd be the pre-London lows, which I know you guys were mentioning about this trend line coming up as well. Not a bad shout. You know, if you start bouncing from here, maybe squeeze lower. Again, not really my short, but I can see that it's definitely possible. The good thing is we're not closing back above, so we're not jumping in buys just yet. Yeah, what's your guys' target? Yeah, I'm interested to see what people's targets are for NQ, because I kind of struggle to see many targets other than, you know, it'd be great if this daily continued breaking to the upside, especially tapping into yesterday's lows, maybe the open, which would be there. But you're gonna have to clear quite a lot of intraday levels before you can get there. Where was that? Sorry, around here, around say 21,410-ish. 21,410-ish. If you close back above here, yeah, that could be nice. That could be nice. Look at Asia highs. Yeah, where's the Asia highs? That was Asia highs here. Yeah, Asia highs daily open. I think it could be nice. So yeah, with Goldie still squeezing low here, guys, I think we may call it there. I did take a little 34 tick loss here today. I'm up on my main London account, but for the London session, guys, Zoom guys, give me 2 secs. For the London session, guys, I'm probably gonna call it there. I was happy to take the breakout buys when that hourly did close back above, but looking at this hourly now, yeah, you may get a decent hourly fake out confirmation, which, like I say, you know, it's not really my job to try and short this today. You know, if maybe today closes bearish, you know, we'll short tomorrow. But as of right now, this is going to be a range that I don't really want to play here on gold, guys. Like I say, you know, we had some great calls yesterday. We don't want to be looking to give back all of our gains by just trying to trade these ranges. So, yeah, I'll let you guys go there. I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. Great session today. Happy with the small loss, and we'll see what we get tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'll see you same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.